Staying alive, Kwab. Hold on. You know what it is.
Why are we clapping?
Yeah. Yes.
It's one game. It's one game.
Even if you're driving, ladies and gentlemen. Even if you're driving, give it up. Clap your hands, even if you're driving.
The Knicks bias is in full effect, people. You guys see it. The Knicks bias is in full effect.
Listen. It was for the first time. I feel like as a Knicks fan, I watched that playoff game outside of the Game 6 against Boston, where it was just comfortable and I can enjoy the victory and not have a heart attack.
Wait. You actually felt comfortable watching that game, even though you guys were up?
38? Or are you talking about today?
Today.
Oh, there were some parts where I was just, there were a couple times. I was like, I don't know. I was out at the bar with a couple of coworkers and we were just peas with each other and we're just like, I don't know, man. this could turn really quickly. So there was a little bit of anxiety, but it wasn't like full blown. Holy shit,
Fair.
This is gonna go south.
Fair.
But yeah. Knicks cut the series lead to 3-2. Let's get to the box score, Kwab. 111-94. Jalen Brunson, 32-5-5. Karl Towns, 24-13. Mikal Bridges with 12-5. For the Pacers, don't know where Haliburton was the whole time. We'll talk about it. He finished with 8-6. Ben Mathurin off the bench with a second straight really good game, had 23-9. And Pascal Siakam with 15-6. Honestly, and I think a big reason why I wasn't so scared was because I feel like Tyrese Haliburton wasn't playing. I was watching it mostly. I was at a bar. So I wasn't I'm going to analyze the defensive coverage mode that I typically am, or when I watch these games and knowing that we're gonna do a video afterwards, I'm like, all right, who's guarding who? How are they guarding them? I pay attention to that before I pay attention to other things. Today I was at a bar with a bunch of Knicks fans. I was just watching ball go in, good. Ball doesn't go in, bad.
You were in fan mode.
I was in fan mode today. But I did notice that Tyrese Haliburton was missing. I did notice that the Pacers weren't hitting open threes or timely threes. I did notice that Nembhard had a rough time shooting the basketball today. So did Nesmith. Overall, just for the first time, the Pacers just didn't feel like the Pacers, I guess. It didn't feel like they were threatening. Even though the Knicks were, at times they went up and then they lost the lead a little bit. The Pacers didn't give me any indication that they were going to come back. It felt oddly comfortable.
Yep. I mean, throughout the course of the game, the Knicks took Haliburton out of the game. Mikal Bridges basically pressured him the whole game. When he would give up the ball, Mikal would basically be denying him the ball. The ball would get back to his hands and late in the shot clock, and it would end up being a bad shot or a pass to that would lead not to a. It would just they didn't have good possessions, and it was a far cry from the Haliburton we got last game, who was ultra aggressive to start the game, and you saw the triple double. Yeah, props to the Knicks. You gotta give props to the Knicks because they came out with the right approach. You don't want to lose a series at home like that. That would have been devastating for you as a Knicks fan, and for the team too. So, Jalen Brunson first quarter was going crazy.
Jalen got off to a really hot start.
Super aggressive.
Off the dribble three, super aggressive. Yeah,
super aggressive. You needed that. Second quarter when Jalen Brunson was sitting, was when Cat was the offense was running through Cat, and funny enough, there were possessions where the Knicks didn't even look at Cat, which I was just give him the ball.
Yeah.
It's working. And there were times they were, I think it was DeLon Wright shot a couple of threes, contest. I'm like, what?
Well, he was open.
No, it don't matter. Throw the ball to Cat. I don't care.
I think he was shocked how open he was.
I'm saying this. I am not a Knicks fan. I purposely wore this hat so people would see this. I'm not, but I'm watching the game. I'm like, look, you have something that's working right now.
Yeah.
And you're building a lead. Go spam it. It's work. Spam that offense for now. Yeah. Go to if he gets double team, kick it out. But there were possessions that would come down. He wouldn't touch the ball. I'm like, give him the ball. Give him the ball. And I couldn't believe I was saying that.
I did notice this actually. He'd get the ball in the post, and they would double him on the first dribble.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter because he would just fight through it, and he would finish through the contact, or he would score anyway. And that was happening all game. He wasn't making that pass most of the game. He was like, you know what? If you're gonna double me, I don't care. I'm gonna go through the contact anyway, and I'm gonna try to finish. So that game plan, I guess you got what you wanted. If you're a Pacer fan, you got Cat trying to take contested, tough mid-range twos, which is the worst shot in basketball. But Cat I thought he played really well today. I thought he was really aggressive.
Yeah, when he's playing aggressive, like, and he's doing that, he looks really good. But again, just like Cat, he picks up stupid ass fouls,
I
and
know, man. What
he had to get out the game.
bro? It's
And,
it's insane.
and at that point, when he stopped out the game, and the Pacers did the hack and Mitch like for one possession before they took him out, I was like, this might be where the Pacers make a run. But the Pacers just all game did not look like the Pacers team we've seen all playoffs. Like,
Yeah.
really, like, good job with the Knicks with the amount of pressure they showed Haliburton, and they showed even Nemhart. Like, they just looked rough. Like, this is probably the roughest I've ever
But
seen
what
the
took
Pacers look
Tibbs
okay.
so long to implement this? Like, this is what I don't understand. Like, the Cavs did this against Haliburton, and they showed some type of success.
And yeah.
And listen, you're not going to keep Haliburton down the whole series, obviously.
No.
Halliburton's going to come back in Game 6, and he's going to light it up in some way, shape, or form. He's not going to have 8 and 6. I know that for a fact. But you still got to make it difficult for him. You still have to challenge Carlisle to come up with something to get him going, right? You can't just like concede them bringing the ball up at their own pace every single possession. That's what the Pacers do. The Pacers dictate terms. They press you full court. They make you play at their pace. I don't understand why Tibbs the whole series just let the Pacers dictate terms. It makes no sense.
It took Tibbs the third game in the Eastern Conference Finals to develop a bench. What are you talking about, my guy? Like, like it took.
He's so
like,
stubborn, bro.
But yo, props to Shamit had a big
He was
impact.
great today.
Had a big impact, and even
And
Deuce-
DeLon Wright was good too. Not offensively, he couldn't hit a shot, and then he blew
But
that layup off the
defensively,
steal. But defensively, he was fantastic.
Yeah, so you have a very stubborn coach who likes what he likes and sticks to it. So
And when you say likes what he likes, you mean Josh Hart.
loves
Josh Hart.
that's not like that's love. He loves that guy.
I think he's in
And
love with him.
there's a strong case. You could make a case.
I think I could. I think I could actually connect dots to make people think that Tibbs loves like emotionally.
Emotionally, like you can make a case. You see it. You see it
He's
all. We
different.
saw it all last season and this season
Yeah.
too.
And Josh Hart actually might be my favorite Knick. But today it was the most bipolar game I think I've ever seen anybody play. Some of the worst turnovers I've ever seen, continuing from last game.
more than I'm about to say last game
Last game was
was
worse.
Was
But this
worse.
game, it was the same thing. And then he was missing open threes, but then he would have a nice cut in the lane, get an and one, and then he'd get a huge rebound, but then he would like leave his man on defense, and it was just one of
all
those
over the place.
bipolar games I've ever seen in my life. It was one of the weirdest performances I've ever seen by a player. And he finished almost with a freaking he had a double-double, 12 and 10. 4 assists.
Solid. That's a solid Josh Hart game.
I love
Solid
Josh Hart, but he's been driving me crazy the past couple games.
I see, but not Tibbs though. Tibbs loves that man. I'll say to the Pacers side, positives for them would be Ben Mathurin finally playing up to
2 games in a
his
row now, man.
standards. Yeah, that's really it's a really good spotlight for them. Other than that, I've said this every time I've watched them. If the Pacers don't come out with the right approach and Haliburton is not aggressive, they never look right to me. They just don't look right to me. And again, that's more props to the Knicks being able to take Haliburton out the game. Also being very aggressive defensively with Pascal too throughout the course of the game, just because of how well Pascal's been playing.
He missed some bunnies, man. He missed some shots he normally hits in the paint.
He did,
Yeah.
but also like he looked from my
Rushed.
From my perspective, thank you. That's the word I was looking for. He looked rushed in a lot of those moments compared to previous games where he just looked settled into his moves and being able to score. I guess moving forward, Game 6 in Indiana. Why do you think the Knicks win? I'm not even going to ask you who you think wins because
You asking my head or you asking my heart? My head says the Pacers win.
Well, I think the Pacers are going to win. I've
my head says
been Pacers since 6, but
My head said Pacers in 6-2 when we picked for the record.
you did, but you had to go with your heart. Right now, just off the victory, how good you're feeling right now, who do you think wins Game 6?
Again, my head says Pacers, but my head also says the Knicks. I don't think this 3-1 lead is like totally impossible to overcome. And I said that by myself after Game 4.
Yep.
I think the Pacers are a better team than the Knicks. Like team, they know themselves. They have an identity. Everyone sticks to their roles. Like the Knicks, from game to game, like you just don't know what you're going to get. So therefore, I'm more comfortable with the Pacers. However, I don't think the Pacers are that much better than the Knicks. I don't think it's like substantially better, where it's like they are clearly, like, undoubtedly, undisputed. Like, I think, you can catch the Pacers again in Indiana. You get Jalen has a great game, Cat has a good game, and all of a sudden it's Game 7 at the Garden. I think it's possible. I think what the Knicks show today, if I'm a Knicks fan, I am a Knicks fan. As a Knicks fan, I take solace in, like, okay, they should have won Game 1, right? 99.99% of the time, the team that has a lead in those situations, they come away with the W. Now, the Pacers did something remarkable. You give credit to them and everything, but like as a Knicks fan, it's like, okay, they should have won Game 1. The series could be 3-2 in our favor right now. I could make the case that maybe the Knicks have been just as good as the Pacers, if not better, right?
Do you think that too many Knicks fans, because I've seen that talking point, but you think too many Knicks fans are kind of holding on to that, where it's just like we should have won Game 1?
I think a lot of Knicks fans, I'll be honest with you.
When like it's like
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
They'll talk Game 1, right? Oh, we should have won Game, but they won't talk Game 3 as if they shouldn't have lost that game. It's evened out.
It's even out. It's like
they didn't come back down from 20. Okay, so to me it's evened out. But the fan in me, right, the irrational fan in me, that's what I'm thinking. It's like, hey, we're the higher seed. We have just as much talent, if not more, on the front end at least. I don't think they're deeper at all. Brunson is as clutch as anybody. Cat has been playing well. Why not? Like, this could happen. Like, we saw Haliburton go quiet today. Why can't they implement the same strategy and have him go quiet again, or maybe just not nuclear like he did in Game 4? That's the fan in me. What my head says is I've watched Rick Carlisle make adjustment after adjustment. Pacers are not going to miss the open threes that they missed at home. They're going to be amped up. The energy in the building's going to be through the roof. And the Knicks are just not going to have enough juice and not enough depth. I think they've gotten great games from Landry Shamet. I don't know if that continues on the road. There's just a lot of things. Josh can't continue to play how he plays. I just feel like the momentum of the series, it hasn't really shifted, right? Like, even though you won at home, you kind of just held serve. A lot of times in these series, this is how it goes. The home team wins Game 5, they go back on the road to Game 6, and they get smacked. Like, it happens a lot, more often than not. So I don't think anything has changed momentum-wise. Now, I do think if they win Game 6, we're having a totally different conversation now.
We will have a totally different conversation. But
for now, my head says Pacers are
hold on, wait.
Yeah.
Do you want to say on air what you said might possibly happen if they win Game 6?
What'd I say?
You said you could see.
Oh, I could see the Pacers losing Game 6, but then winning Game 7.
Yeah,
I could see that. Oh my God, yeah. You kidding me? That's totally not just winning Game 7. Knicks win Game 6. Knicks have an 8-point lead with like 5 minutes left in Game 7. Blow it, lose.
Blow it, lose. By I'm
a Knicks fan. I've watched this my whole life. I've read the same book over and over again.
Which is like the most devastating thing that could happen for you as a fan. But in my opinion, I don't think the Pacers lose Game 6.
I don't think they lose either. Now to put like the objective, I have an NBA podcast. This is like on. I don't think they lose either. I think it's hard to kind of just like bully a team like the Pacers, right? I'm not saying the Knicks bullied them today, but like the Pacers are going to come out swinging in Game 6, right? They're going to press. They're going to full court press. They're going to push the tempo. The Haliburton's going to find a way to be more on ball. Carlisle's going to find a way to do other things. Like, they're going to dictate terms. The Pacers rarely do they ever sit back. Even today, they didn't sit back and let the Knicks just kind of fought back and just won the battle. No. But the Pacers are always going to come at you. They're relentless. They're not a team like the Knicks who like just kind of like go with the flow.
Like, we'll figure it out.
It makes them so dangerous. It's not a coincidence that OKC is where they are now, because OKC is the same way. Yeah. Podcast host had on. Yeah. I think the Pacers take Game 6. Yeah,
like I think the Pacers take Game 6. Hopefully, I expect them to come out with the right approach compared to this game, because there were too many moments watching this game where I felt like they look really shaky, like just with the turnovers.
They just had a bad game.
But it's like to me, it's like I get it, but like my point, and I think it happened. It happened in a game against when they played the Cavs, when they lost the game against the Cavs. I was like, you have the opportunity to either go up or close out a series.
Yeah.
You have to come out like with the right mindset to like end it, because the more in this league, anything can happen. So
no, that's true.
So the more you take your foot off the gas and you have bad and you settle for these bad games, anything can happen. So, and that's just, and to me, that's the Nets fan in me that has seen like the worst shit ever happen. So I'm just like, I'm always like, hey, you got a chance to finish, you better finish it because you don't know what could happen in the next game. So yeah, I have the Pacers still winning in 6. Now, again, if the Knicks win the next game, we will have a different conversation. And to all the Pacers fans that are in the comments, yeah, we'll probably have a different conversation. So we would like to hear how you guys feel about this game, your reactions. Definitely
They're
do.
not gonna.
Because
I guarantee you, all the Pacer fans in the comments, like, yeah, Knicks held serve.
yeah,
We'll get him back in Indiana. I mean, if I'm a Pacer fan, that's what I'm thinking too. It's like, all right, we went to the Garden, we lost. It's all right. Had a bad game, whatever.
It's a good mindset to have. Yeah.
All right, well, that's going to do it. The Knicks beat the Indiana Pacers 111-94. Cut the series lead to 3-2. Kwab and I will be back on Saturday, baby, after Game 6. Come watch me cry. Come watch the depression start. Come do that.
Or
It'll be a good time.
him get crazy. You never know. You never know.
I didn't think they'd even be this far, so at this point, I'm playing with house money. It is what it is.
Very true.
You can follow Dime over at the Dime NBA. I'm Josh Rodriguez at Josh_Rodriguez_. He's Kwab at Kwab AKS. We'll see you Saturday.
Saturday.
Game 6 recap.
Yes, sir.
Peace.